Hello, I'm here with my dad, Greg Backey, and I am going to be interviewing him about the charity he runs, the Forgotten Children's Fund. So, what exactly does the charity do?
Our primary objective is, and where the charity got its start, is we deliver Christmas to families around the Puget Sound area that can't otherwise afford Christmas, whether they're down on their luck due to a health issue or maybe one of the parents lost his or her job. We deliver Christmas cheer to those who otherwise can't afford it. We also own and operate a horse ranch up on Whidbey Island. So we have our Christmas side of the charity, and then the horse ranch keeps us busy throughout the year. We have 60 acres up in Freeland, where we have 10 to 15 horses, and we bring kids up most of the summer, different groups of kids, whether Down syndrome or autistic groups, or kids from Children's Hospital, or sometimes 4-H clubs, and we give them a day of Western fun. We have a cowboy town up there that has a make-believe jail, a hotel, a post office, a train station, and we also can give horseback rides and teach kids how to interact and take care of horses. So we keep busy at Christmas time with the Christmas side, and then we keep busy in the summertime with the horse ranch side.
How did the Forgotten Children's Fund start?
This is a great story. It all started in 1976. A man named Dick Francisco, who was a former Marine and also a boxer, a huge man, had a restaurant down in Burien, down by the airport, called Francisco's, an Italian restaurant. And one day he received almost by accident, a letter from a kid who thought he was writing a letter to Santa Claus. And the letter read, "Dear Santa, Mom said that you lost your way last year and couldn't find our house." Basically saying that they didn't have Christmas last year for whatever reason. And it also mentioned that that Santa Claus didn't need to leave anything behind for their dad because their dad was gone. And so it was a very sad letter from this kid. And Dick thought, if there's one kid out there in the greater Seattle area that didn't have a good Christmas, there must be hundreds, if not thousands. And so he decided to start a charity, and he named it Forgotten Children's Fund, to be able to provide for these families that couldn't otherwise have a fun family Christmas.
What is your job in the Forgotten Children's Fund?
So I don't like to think of it as a job, but my role is technically I'm the president of the Forgotten Children's Fund, but I'm surrounded by incredible human beings. We're, like I said earlier, an all-volunteer organization. We have an amazing human named Debbie who runs our North Pole. That's where we wrap all of the presents in November and December for all these families. We have Dick Nord, who is one of the co-founders, Donnie Rawl, one of the co-founders. They both play roles. They're both board members. In fact, Donnie is 91 years old and still dresses up as Santa Claus as one of Santa's helpers to help deliver presents. And then we have hundreds of people that get dressed up as elves and are Santa's helpers. We have my good friend Kurt, who helps at the North Pole almost every single day in addition to his day job. And so my role is to kind of organize everybody and make sure everything's running smoothly, but we literally could not do it without all these hundreds of other people.
How did you get involved in the charity?
That's also a good story. It all started with my dad actually looked like Santa Claus. He had the silver hair and the silver beard, and he also acted like Santa Claus throughout the year. He was great with kids and great with us, and he started being one of Santa Claus's helpers with Forgotten Children's Fund about 10 years before I got involved. So I actually got to be one of his elves, which was a blessing because I got to watch him in action. He was very funny and great with kids. And then once he ended up getting diagnosed with cancer, and he wasn't well enough to be one of Santa's helpers anymore. And so I got to take over in his place, and I started with rotating with my brothers as Santa Claus. And then ultimately now I'm a full-time Santa with them in addition to my other roles. And it's cool because my cousins and aunts and uncles and my wife get to be my elves now, just like I was an elf for my dad. So it's a really cool family tradition that we have every Christmas Eve.
And how can the people watching and everybody else help?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. We always need more volunteers. Every December, like I said, we get a warehouse and we wrap presents specifically for each individual child. Each kid gets 3 toys, so we always need more people to wrap presents and to help set up the North Pole, to help take down the North Pole. And then the other big thing is we don't have any big corporate sponsors. We do all of our own fundraising. It's all grassroots fundraising. We do toy drives, bike drives, fundraisers, so anything in that respect is very much appreciated. You can get involved by checking out our website. It's ForgottenChildren'sFund.org. It's kind of a long domain name, but that's our website. And there's lots of volunteer opportunities on there, and I especially would request that you just take a look in November, just as we get into the holiday season, because that's when a lot of the opportunities present themselves.